Hello, everybody. It's Wuzzup time. I'm Larry Seidlinger. He's Bobby Weir with the old pro. Dave Sven's behind the camera. And once again, Bobby, Wuzzup time.
Yep, and people don't realize we do a show before the show.
We do. We do. Yeah, we actually, believe it or not, we actually
We've already
rehearsed.
done a whole show.
Yeah, we've already talked the paper over with, so, this could be a short and sweet one. But, there's some good stuff in the paper today. And don't forget, it's nostalgia time as we're going back in time for Wuzzup. We got a good one for you. We'll tell you about at the end of the show to follow this one. Hope you all enjoyed last week's roller derby. Was it the Rock?
Rock City Rollers.
Rock City Rollers. That was a classic if there ever was one. Anyway, we got the politics behind us now, Bobby.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so let's go on with some regular news here in Lincoln
Well,
County.
in Waldoboro, they voted 4-1
they got it.
do something with the A.D. Gray building.
Yep, they're going to, Volunteers of America are going to take this A.D. Gray building. What the heck, for $1? You might as well grab it.
Yeah, I mean, it was voted by almost,
4-1.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
big vote. Big vote.
And the big news on the front page is solar panels. I mean, they've got, there's a developer in Bristol Mills wants to put, we're trying to figure out where Christian Hill Road was, but it's north of Bristol Mills, 32.9 acres, and he wants to put a 5 MW, what's that, Larry, 5 megawatt?
5 megawatts.
So, anyway,
I'm not sure how much a megawatt is, but it sounds like a lot, Bobby.
Yeah, but that's one planned solar farm,
And then there's another one at the Sheepscot General.
Speaking of farms, the Sheepscot General, they got it right on the roof of their building. They got
Doesn't look quite so bad.
Yeah, so.
But are they the same two? They're not the same companies, though, are they, Bobby?
No, we got solar companies everywhere now.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So we were talking off camera that I think I've talked to some people about it. When are they going to come up with a shingle, a roof
solar
shingle?
shingles.
A roof shingle. I know they have them, but I guess
I don't know.
Solar stuff isn't cheap.
That's the one's above my pay grade, Bobby.
Yeah.
The COVID-19 though, that thing is we're starting to get a little too close to home here, Bobby. We've had 13 cases down at the hospital. We had a great talk with Jim Donovan the other day, and
Jim did a great job. Came forward with all kinds of information.
Oh, all kinds of information and what this thing is all about and going on. And really, I was interested in how the hospital, the operations of the hospital has had to respond and how many different, telemedicine has come out of this thing. Yep. And, how people are working from home and just the whole response. And to listen to him talk about his team of doctors and professional people.
He's very proud of his employees.
Very proud. And as we both know, Bob, you're only as good as your team is around you.
So we were saying off camera, Damascotta Center's lost 2 more businesses.
Yeah.
So Eleanor and Anita's.
31 years.
How many haircuts? We don't go.
I've had a lot down there. I know that.
Yeah. So Eleanor and Anita's have cut hair down there for 31 years. That's quite a partnership.
That is.
31 years.
That is.
Yeah. So they're going to. Anita's not going to continue to cut hair, but Eleanor is, and so Eleanor's going to. She'll probably visit clients at home, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then the Damascotta Attic Heirlooms is to close in the same building. Mm-hmm. One's at the front of the building, one's in the back. And tip of the cat to Ross Flood. He just keeps that building.
Yeah.
You can go by there any day of the week, first thing in the morning, and Ross is down there with a hose, washing the street down and sweeping the. It's one of the best looking businesses on Main Street all the time.
Now we got to fill them up.
Now he's got to fill them up, and that will be a challenge in this economy, I'm sure.
Well, this Sheepscot River thing with Jeffrey Spinney there up in Alden, still.
We have not heard the end of that.
Jeez,
they're coming back.
How many times they got to vote it?
Well, as good politics, just because you lose the first time, that doesn't mean it's the end of the story.
So anyway.
Just ask our president. He's coming back for more.
So Ralph Hilton up there, he's submitted a petition to the town office on October 23rd, and it's basically to change a line 17 of the table of uses in section 14. So, anyways, they're gonna, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he made a good point there when he said that that Mr. Spinney wanted to put some a riprap in and a boat launch in. They said no to that, but they gave a permit to the head tide dam, which is not in the ordinance. So
yeah,
I guess he had a good point there. I see the firefighting training. I wished I'd known this was going on. I'm going to have to talk to John Roberts. I think that would have been some interesting video that we could have taken.
They actually took a bus. I think it was all about, it's about traffic
Extraction, wasn't it?
Yeah, jaws of life.
Yeah.
Getting somebody out of a car safely. But they had a bus up there.
Yeah.
Which they tipped over. I saw they had a crane up there, and they were tipping the cars over. And so, anyway.
Where did they do this, Bob?
Fire department.
In Newcastle?
In Newcastle, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the other cool thing, they got the ambulance. They got some new cool ambulances.
They do.
They're blue and white instead of the traditional red and white.
Yeah.
And so anyway.
And they got some loud sirens on them too. Holy smokes, are those things loud? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got a what, $75,000 grant, and it's a matching grant. So good for them.
So anyway, Damascotta Historical Society, they gotten jealous because the
Waldoboro's doing their thing, huh?
Waldoboro Historical Society's got this thing going on where you guess what it is or whatever. So Damascotta Historical Society's got to guess where it is. So anyway, I got the first one.
I was going to say, you got this one?
Yeah.
Where is it?
First National Bank. It's
That's down behind there, isn't
behind
it?
it.
Yeah.
Behind First Advisors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, I wonder what the occupancy rate is of that Swallow House. So anyway, a lot of people are moving out.
I wonder they socially distancing in there or not.
There's a lot of buildings are getting vacant.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have to nest every other hole.
I don't know. That looks like it's up there in the air a little ways too, Bobby. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Wiscasset Planning Board, they're reviewing the subdivisions over there. A little later on in the paper there, I was reading them in the gravel over there in Dresden, the gravel pits.
Yeah. God, they're site visiting. It's two gravel pits butted up against each other.
Yeah, with a road separating the two of them there. Yeah.
And they're claiming, she claims she owns the road, the town claims they own the road. Somebody says it's a discontinued road.
And the lawyers are saying, don't say a word.
Yeah. So, it's killing me. The setback is supposedly much greater than she has got going on there now, but she's saying she's grandfathered, and her setback, she's 20 feet from another gravel pit.
Yeah, I know it. And he doesn't have a setback either, and he claims he is grandfather.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So I'd never heard of this place, Sea Lion Farm. It's over in Alna, and they had an open house over there, and everybody had masks on.
Yeah.
They were very active. So Sea Lion Farm, I don't know where it is.
No, I don't either.
We're going to find out.
Looked like they had a pretty good time, though, didn't
Yes,
they?
they did.
Great pictures. B.C. Cameron had that.
She must have a sore index finger. I mean, she takes so many pictures.
She's got a lot of pictures going.
Yeah.
B.C. Cameron Yee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Picture of Sumner over there washing his VW bus.
Yeah.
Him and Tom Arter. They should have a race one day to raise some money for something. The Waldoboro Historical Society, they're doing last week's was, what is it? It was the chamfer, which was used in barrel making by local Waldoboro barrel carpenters. So I don't know, I wouldn't have gotten that one. Billy Maxwell's, he's getting pretty
clever,
obscure,
isn't he? Pretty clever.
With these things.
Pretty clever. The old railroad depot in Waldoboro. That's kind of interesting.
Dutch Neck Community Club, they're going to have a pie sale, and the pie is going to be ordered online at dutchneck.org, and $15, and I'm sure they'll sell out. So somebody's really playing soccer.
Looks like Waldoboro's back at it. Yeah, I mean they had to take a 2-week break, but I guess they're back at it. So good for them. Damascotta Police, they put that winter parking ban in place. What's going to go where? So there's a picture of that. You guys can all check it out.
Yeah, Calvin's got an interesting article on his relatives that were, he had one relative, picture here, Kenny Dodge, is wounded at the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. And this Dodge had 2 sons, Norman and Kenneth Jr., and so he writes a nice little informative article about his relatives. I don't know anything about my relatives. Calvin's got this all down.
He does. Calvin's
The guy, he knows what they had for breakfast before they went off to war.
You know, it was interesting with veterans of World War II and the Korean War. They didn't have much to say about it.
No.
The Vietnam veterans seem to have be able to talk a little bit more about it. My dad was a World War II prisoner of war.
Yep.
Hardly ever talked about it. Never reminisced.
Yeah.
Never talked to anybody
Well,
about
my
it.
dad was a Korean War hero, and he had PTSD his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wondered sometimes if my dad didn't, but he just came back and put the head down and went to work.
Bremen Broadband Committee, their committee chair, Krista Tharp. She's Krista Tharp or Thorpe? Krista, I'm sorry if I misspelled. I think it's Tharp, but I might be wrong. So anyway, they're working with Tidewater. They're going to get, Bremen's going to be totally outfitted with fiber optics.
Which that will add to their whole business plan down there.
Yep.
You watch and see if people don't find that a value when they're buying houses
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure in the real estate, Bobby, that's probably a question you get all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of the first questions.
Yeah. How's the broadband?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people want to work from home.
It used to be, oh, by the way, but now it's right in the
Yeah.
front forefront.
Yeah. I bet it is.
Yeah.
I bet it is.
Midcoast Conservancy, they're going to have, there's a 1,200-acre northern headwaters preserve up in Montville. And November 29th from 12 to 2:30, they're going to have a nice hike up there. So if you're looking for some place a little different to go, Montville's not that far.
No.
Half an hour away.
Home of Smokey, our buddy
Yeah.
Smokey. They just sold that house
They
up there.
did. It's no longer their home.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're...
Main Challenge, that's a good show that we feature here every Sunday morning.
Yeah. And we had an interesting political situation in Edgecombe. You know, Jack Samarian resigned
He did.
from the Edgecombe Select Board. And so anyway, a woman by the name of Dawn Murray, who's on the school committee, she's resigning from the school committee, and she's going to take Jack's place on the Select Board. So keep it in-house, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Hard to believe Thanksgiving bearing down on us here in a couple 2 weeks from today, Bobby.
Well, you know, you can't, I don't know, what Maine, how many people can you have for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I don't
that'll
think.
take the heat off a lot of families.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything. We normally have families in and whatnot, and
Is it 10? I don't know. It's 10.
I don't know.
You know, in the national news today, it was 10 in a lot of places
Yeah.
around the country.
I don't.
But
I don't know.
anyway,
Glenn had some good pictures there. Veterans Day.
yep. So
Shout out to all our veterans actually from yesterday's Veterans Day.
my partner here, Larry, he's got, you know, people don't realize, he's got this Trucking in America column, which he's trying to change the name of. He's looking for some, so he's going to write about what it's like to be the director of LCTV. So he wants to change the name because trucking's not applicable.
It's not anymore,
anyway,
you know. But
see ya.
it's been really interesting, Bobby. I've had some really cool suggestions.
Yeah.
Pondering, just saying.
Yeah.
You know, Wuzzup time. I've had all kinds
Yeah.
of people, and keep them coming, folks. I love them. It doesn't take much to humor me, so I'm always interested in those.
Alan Oliver, he writes
a good column.
Yeah, you know, Barry started the
He
column,
did.
and Barry's now retired, so Alan Oliver's up there running the transfer station, but writes a nice column. Basically, it's telling people, you know, it's you know, we got to, you know, he got to recycle. He also says it was a real eye opener for him. Because he didn't realize how much trash actually comes through there.
Well, I don't think anybody does
No,
until they're
there all the time.
If you was up there all the time, see how much trash there goes into the, you know, and the recycling that goes on is amazing, and it probably could be way more.
yeah.
You know, I'm sure we're all guilty of
But
not doing as much as we could.
The article of the week was definitely Tiger Country.
Tiger's tidbits. Keeping score with pigeons. I thought that was just the coolest article, Bobby.
So to put, I mean, we could take up the whole show with this article, but basically to make a long article short, we're going to tell you that back in, what was it, 18, it was the Philadelphia, we don't even know the name of the teams, but anyway, it was a Philadelphia team in the 1800s, and of course there was
Athletics.
Yeah, Philadelphia Athletics. So anyway, they rather than they have no scoreboard. They have no transmission.
They had no TV, no
Yeah.
radio.
So they used to put the score and send it on carrier pigeons. So I wonder if people were gambling out in Vegas, if they sent the pigeon out to Vegas to give them the score so that the bookies could put their
We're supposed
winnings together.
people thought the guy showed up with 20 pigeons.
Yeah.
To keep track of the score, you know.
Yeah, well, that was part of the thing.
And he did some arithmetic. You have to have like 108 pigeons if it got
Yeah,
to
that was the thing. And, you know, people, how do you check into a ballpark with 108 pigeons?
I don't know. Certainly times were different then.
Yeah.
More federal aid for high-speed broadband. You know, that's going up in the Hope Appleton area.
Yep.
The one biggest thing, and I've said this before, you've heard me say it before, folks, the biggest thing that we could do in this state is to get this state wired for high-speed fiber optic internet, and you watch the economy take off then. I just can't think of anything that would be more valuable to our state.
So we had a nice-looking dog here. By the
Momo.
name- Momo. Momo is looking for a home. He's a 5-year-old spayed female, and looks like he has a little shepherd in him. Looks like he has a little golden retriever in him, and he's looking for a home. And so, anyway, the midcoasthumane.org, and you can pursue that. And another solar farm.
Yeah.
We got another solar farm up behind Coastal Rivers, up behind the hockey rink, up behind the redone farmhouse.
That's the one I think is kind of a shame. Those fields.
I mean, that is
I'm a little partial. I mean, I traveled as a kid. I traveled all over those fields, and I go by them all the time.
Yep.
It's just.
Well, actually, Jonathan Eaton of the planning board actually said, you know, he's from here, and he says, you know, you're about to, make a detriment in the most beautiful view
piece of property there is in the town, probably.
Yep. You know, I may be against that one, but anyway, what is it? L.A. math teacher Sally Richardson. He's got her math class, and they're practicing geometry and building picnic tables at the same time. That's killing two birds with one stone. They're finding out that the kids don't have enough places to sit out in back of the school because they want them outside. So the Art from the Heart show is at the YMCA.
Yeah, you know what? I was just looking at that. That might make a good show for us to send our man Tyler down and have a curator, kind of explain what's going on. Creative Opportunities Program.
Yeah, Tyler needs to learn more about Lincoln County.
That's right. He's learning slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And it's only slow because I'm slow to tell him. But he is a quick learner, I will say that.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to have him. Yeah,
Bristol,
Club down to Bristol, they're gonna.
Budget committee.
Yeah.
Budget committee members. They got Rob Davison, Sandy Gibbard, and the Reverend Kelly Harville. Because they got to get a minister in there to bless the whole budget.
They need a lot of blessing when you're doing that budget deal, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bristol, the Bristol Historical Society, which is going to be down at Poole Brothers, they got a building down there. They don't want the building anymore. It's a 40 by 50-foot building.
What a great building.
They called it, years ago, always called it the window shed.
Yeah.
And so they want someone to come in. He can take it down and rebuild it, but that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garden Club renovates the Blue Star Memorial
The
market just up there in Damascotta.
Round Pond, the Friday night dinners to go at the King Row was a big success, and they this Friday they're going to do it again. And this week is meatloaf, mashed potatoes. I'm sure it's delicious. They're good cooks.
Yeah, the family of Fondy York, we want to offer condolences. Fondy was a good friend of my mom's, very caring boy. That lady did a lot for the elderly people around the area.
Wow, she was
nice gal.
A workhorse for Special Olympics.
She was. She certainly
She was right on the front line of Special Olympics. And
yeah.
So
some new signs in Damascotta for bike and pedestrians been put up.
Yeah, well, we had a Great Salt Bay Sanitary District meeting last night, and they dug 50 feet yesterday of the sewer line. So that's not bad for one day.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, but
Now, they're laying all new sewer pipe through there, aren't they,
yep,
Bobby?
yep. And then they got to lay the pipe, and then they got to come back to the individual buildings.
And
The
hook them
buildings
up.
plug in. Yeah.
Yeah, hook them up. Yeah, we were down there the other day watching them there and got some footage there, so we'll show you some pictures of that.
Yep. So I
I don't like this corona case. It's overwhelming the main disease investigators. That doesn't sound good, does it, Bobby?
No, it doesn't. So
The governor, she sent a little update there on the community sports, what you can do and what you can't do. And if they have a high school basketball season this winter, I'll be surprised.
I don't know why they just don't make it easy and just cancel.
I don't know either.
You know, all these sports. I mean,
Yeah.
really, they canceled the cross country state championship.
Yeah, after running that whole season, these kids have run, and competed.
Yeah, and L.A. had Lincoln Academy had some really good runners.
Yeah.
Really good runners.
Yep, they did.
The
How about this Jim Poole with his new book, Thumbs Up, written with his granddaughter,
I
Mariana
like
Poole?
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool book.
So anyway,
Did you go to the early bird special?
I went around 1 in the afternoon. So
Is that your early bird, Bobby? Early in the afternoon?
Yeah.
I guess it didn't say when, but. And what were they protesting in Newcastle to protect the results?
well, now they're protesting the fact that they like the outcome.
Yeah, they like it, and there's no disputing it, But, what do we got here? Jefferson Farm. You know what? I didn't know about this barbecue. I
Yeah.
got to check this place out, Bob. That just sounds like it's.
Well,
really,
it looks like he's got some pretty nice equipment there.
Sure does.
Yep. So another farm, I don't know where it is.
Did you know where that
Hidden Fortune farm?
I don't know where that is.
Yep.
No.
We'll have to. That's where you got to send Tyler. Give him a couple days.
There you go.
Send him up there.
Yeah. He lives up that way too. So
Yeah. There you go.
it's good to see Damascus Lake Farms. I wonder what they're going to do, if they're going to turn it back into an eating
I mean,
place.
they got 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, so they could rent.
Could do a
the
bed and
room.
breakfast up there.
Yeah. So the.
And we talked about the gravel pit deal there.
Oh my God.
And folks, in case you missed it, we did have a thing with Jim Donovan, president of Lincoln Health down at Miles, and he talked with us a little bit about the change in the visitor policy and what's going on down there. Very informative. I thought it was a lot of fun. He's such a great guy, very informative and down to earth, and enjoyed it.
Lee
What
Emmons,
else we got
Lee
here?
Emmons got his article this week on Evening Grosbeaks, and I know how excited he was about this because
Well, they used to be everywhere when I was
Yeah.
a kid, Bobby.
I mean,
Everywhere. Don't see them anymore.
they always travel in packs.
Yeah.
So anyway, you look out there, you're back on your feet, and all of a sudden there'll be like 12 of them.
You got them at your place?
Yeah, but they're not there all the time.
No.
But they come. When they come, you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure are a beautiful bird, though, aren't they?
Our CLCY Holiday Bazaar, which I enjoyed going to every year. That was one of the greatest social events of the year.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You don't have to buy anything.
Just
You
go
just
in.
go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's canceled.
Canceled. Yeah.
But Legion, our famous Well-Sussex American Legion Post 42, they're going to be selling Christmas trees this year.
They are.
That might be a nice thing to do.
That is
And all the trees are $20.
Yep. Yeah,
You know?
they raise a nice chunk of money, and the guys get into doing it, and we hauled them down to them a couple times there. My brother Frank did anyway, and honored Admiral Richards on Veterans Day. Nice story about him. Look at that old Army truck there, down in South Bristol. I wonder whose truck that is.
I think it might be Timmy Stegner's.
Yeah, maybe.
It might be.
Do you know anything about this Shannon's Unshelled reopens Foods a Go-Go?
I don't. I really
didn't know anything about it either.
Yep. So I'm trying to figure out where it is.
Well, that's what I was trying to. Gardens Aglow down in Booth Bay Lakes.
yeah,
That
that's
must
it.
be down the Botanical Gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the guests that we had here for politics here, Senator Elise Vitale from Aroostook. She's got some big Democratic leadership position.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Brian Cookson of B&B Tree Service. A bunch of us got together over at the park and we cleaned up a lot of pucker brush, a lot of dead trees, a lot of bittersweet, and really made the park look good. And then, when all said and done, we had a pile of brush.
Oh, yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe.
I bet you did.
And I called Brian up, and I said, Brian, you want to do a community favor? And he came up there with his crew, and in half an hour,
Had it all ground
was
up.
gone.
It's great.
And I just want to thank him very much.
Those chippers are just amazing, Bobby. I cleared my lot from my house. I had a huge pile of brush.
Yeah.
And in about 2 hours, it was just chips. It was great. A lot of work, but what else we got in here? We're getting to the back section here, Bobby. Students held mock elections.
Yeah.
Over in Nobleboro.
Yep. They had their own election going on. And South Bristol, Bremen Middle School kids, they ran a food drive and a clothing drive. It's nice to teach these kids because there's not much going on. But anyway, so we wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with this watershed.
Yeah.
The Watershed Ceramics Center is up in, it's up in what they call South Newcastle. So it's up behind the Cochrane Road, I think.
Isn't it up behind Cahill's? You take a right past Cahill's.
Up there. But they got a grant, like a $2 million grant. And so they were going to start to build their new facility next year. But with COVID, they don't have any students and all their classes are canceled. So they said, let's go for it. So anyway, they started construction on their new year-round Center for Ceramic Arts.
You know, I don't know where I've been, Bobby, because I never knew that there was a place like that
well,
in this county.
Everybody's in for a treat because years ago, when we used to go on the road, Kit and I went up there, Mike Christopher was on the camera, and we went up there and we did a show on the old Watershed Center for Ceramics. And so, anyway, we're going to put that on for you. And
that's going to be our the highlight of our Nostalgia November here.
Yeah.
Is going to be that show.
So, Wuzzup Classics is coming up. And, boy, I tell you, we went into this old barn where they used to do the stuff, and it was unbelievable. I mean, the water used to leak down on these. And so now,
and did I hear you fumbled around, broke something in there?
Yeah.
Bobby?
So anyway, we lost money on this show.
Twinkle toes in the.
We lost money on the show. I picked up a vase and it broke. The kid looked at me and he goes, "Oh no, we're in the hole." So anyway, so they also have a $1.5 million challenge grant, and so anyway. We hope you enjoy that, and so that's about it. Larry,
we haven't got too much going. Marilyn Bean, she's still writing up a storm out there.
Yep.
Big thing, the criminal case backlog is big time. Over 8,000 cases backed up. And Bill Nemitz, he's going to be in town next week here by Zoom for the Lincoln County Democrats. Bill is always an insightful guy. Yep. You wrote a story about my trucking company one time.
Oh, did?
Yeah. Yeah. I still got it. Yeah,
he's been around Maine.
A long time now.
He's been a writer for a long time.
Long time.
And I think I brought it up last week, Bremen Library wreath sale. It's going to be Saturday, November 21st, and they have beautiful wreaths. Beautiful wreaths.
You know, in big picture, people celebrating on the bridge. Bobby, I don't remember in all my life of people celebrating a presidential election like they celebrated this one. That was a little good to see. I wish it was like that way every time, but good to see. But anyway, folks, we want to invite you to stay tuned because we got a special Wuzzup coming after this show. It's a Wuzzup classic. We did you did the Watershed with Kit Hayden and Mike Christopher. It was a good show, and we think you enjoy it. And we ask you to stay tuned every week as we're going to be bringing you these nostalgias, probably right through the first of the year. Maybe go longer. It's going to be a long winter, Bobby. We got to have something to do. So. I'm Larry Seidling. He's Bobby Weir. We got the old pro Dave's fans behind the camera. We thank you for sitting in and watching us, LCTV. Don't forget to hit that donate button because we could use a few bucks here to get us through the holiday season to keep everything going. Our man Tyler's in the editing room here working hard diligently, and
good crew here today.
Yeah, we got it going on. So we had a lot of fun joining you this night, and we'll see you next time on Wuzzup.
we are in Newcastle, Maine. We're with Tyler Goulden. Tyler is the director of the Watershed Center for Ceramic Arts. Okay, and it's up to
all morning for that.
It's up to Cochrane Road, which is behind Cahill Tires.
Yep.
You go up that road and you keep going, and then you enter into Newcastle again. And Hidden Valley, Morning Dew Farm is up
Lee
there,
Straw's farm.
and Lee Straw's Farm, and Brady and Brendan. So anyway, this place is kind of a secret. Kit
I think so.
Kit
Yeah.
didn't know about it,
I didn't know
and so anyway, it's 32 acres, right, Tyler?
32-acre campus.
Yeah, started in 1986, and this is a beautiful, beautiful location. They have a residency program. Tell us a little bit about what goes on here in the summertime.
Yeah. Well, the summertime is our season. We have 6 2-week sessions where resident artists come from all over the world. And across the
Basically
country.
Memorial Day through the end of August.
Yes. Yep. And
High season.
That is our high season. But artists come for these 2-week sessions to work independently on their work. We're not a workshop-related, organization.
Although you say that some come because they're attracted by somebody else who's coming. In a sense, they want to
Featured
work with them
artists.
Right. Yeah. So we have
in an
artists.
informal
We have
workshop
artists that are
almost.
invited by Watershed. One such as this artist Jack Troy, who's coming from Pennsylvania.
Do they get a stipend if they're invited?
They do. Yeah, there are certain benefits that come along with that. But then we also have other artists that put together what we call artist invite artist proposals.
Right.
And so those sessions are one where one or more artists will invite a group of artists to come and work together in a peer environment.
So it's interesting. So somebody in Oregon might see a website,
That would be the
which
state.
is, and they see that this Jack Troy gentleman. They go, "Oh wow, I want to practice with Jack Troy." So then that's how it goes. That's how people get to you.
Right.
One way.
That's one way that people get here.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
what's the maximum number of residents when you're having a workshop?
So,
not a workshop.
a
When you're having a session.
Yeah,
Let's get this right.
the number that we like to keep to is 14.
14. That's what you said.
You know, there are beds enough to accommodate probably 25 people here, but the community, this close knit community that we want to provide for the artists is really kind of centralized around this idea of, like a group of 14 people creates kind of the right dynamic. When it gets bigger than that, it starts to kind of break up, and people
Is
kind of
this
split
partly
apart.
the eating too? Do you have sort of family style eating over there where you can maybe sit 14 but not 25?
We do, and the dining room does limit our capacity somewhat.
Yeah.
We have six summer staff members that are also here during the high season, and those are folks that help serve the needs of the artists. So
Right.
we have cooks and studio managers and house managers that help kind of keep the peace and keep people happy. And
So we were talking off camera, and we were kind of like planning about what we were going to talk about, and Tyler had said that basically, I think you were accentuating the fact that these people come for 2 weeks and they just check out of their everyday life and they focus on pottery, which is something that they don't do normally in their life. So this
Right.
gives them a chance to really just
Pursue their
decompress.
passion, as it were.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
speaking of pursuing their passion, what
I have no idea.
This is
Candlestick.
yeah.
This much I can tell.
Oh, yeah. I would be safe to say that is one of a kind.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And this is made from the
Session 4,
clay that we have on
2000.
Yeah.
Oh, the clay actually comes from here.
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
Actually, one of the unique features of the organization is we have a hillside of clay that artists can come and harvest. When I was a resident here, more than 13 years ago, that was the first time I'd ever really taken clay
Wow.
off the ground,
Oh, so
made
you-
something with it, and fired it. So this is the real McCoy.
Wow.
You haven't always run this place. You were once just a lowly peon coming to study pottery.
I was, yeah.
Good. And
So this
stay.
place is self-sufficient.
It's
You bring your own clay. You have your own clay here.
Yeah.
You fire it here. You paint it here. You create your masterpieces.
That's right. And then you leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
no, they have. You were telling us there are ways where they can sell their wares here here too.
Right.
There's,
Yeah, we have a relationship with the Stable Gallery.
Stable Gallery in Damariscotta.
On Water
right?
Street.
And so during their summer season, they're not open year round, but during their season, artists and residents and our summer staff have an opportunity to have work on display and for sale. And we've partnered with other locations as well. Coastal Maine Botanical Gardens will be hosting an exhibition later this summer, as well as the River Arts Gallery, also in Damariscotta. So
Yeah, sure.
there's lots of ways that artists get connected to the community that way and have access to selling their work.
So we have a couple buildings to see. The property is 32 acres. We're going to go around to the different buildings, but quickly tell us the annual event that you guys have, which has become kind of a tradition in the area here, called Salad Days. And so this year's special. What's going on this year?
Right. Well, Salad Days has been going for about 18 years. And this year is special because this is Watershed's 25th anniversary year. So we've got a whole week's worth of programming that will kind of lead up to the July 14 Salad Days event.
Is it going to have music or just eating?
Well, the event leading up will be kind of a symposium of sorts where we'll have artists demonstrating and giving presentations, panel discussions, and variety of parties celebrating our 25th.
Yeah, I came about 4 years ago. I came to Salad Days because I know George Mason, who's one of the founders, and so anyway, I just happened to come, and it was a great time. It really, really was, and it's a whole different group of people that you normally don't see. I'm not saying that potters are underground people, but they tend to keep to themselves. So anyway,
You better shut up.
yeah, I better. So anyway, we're going to head down. We're going to see Thompson Hall, right, which was built in the 70s. No?
Well,
no, that's
Thompson Hall was original to the property. It was a working farm, you know, decades ago.
Right. And there's residence down there for people to stay. And then we're
That's
going
right.
and we have the dining hall.
Yeah.
Right. And so then we're going to see another building.
And then the studio building
Right.
is what used to be an old chicken barn
Right.
that became a brickworks in the late 70s. And when that stopped operating, you know, the Watershed artists stepped in, and so the rest is history.
All right, let's check it out.
I didn't know we had brick works as late as the 70s.
Yeah,
I thought they went out long before that.
We're going to learn so much
Surprising.
today, as
Yeah.
we always do on Wuzzup. So let's go check out those buildings. All right, so we're at Thompson Hall. This was Tyler says that this was here originally, right?
Yes, this
Right,
is part of
20
the original property.
25 years? Used
Well,
to be a
and then-
dance hall, you said.
Yeah, back in its early days, used to
Right.
be a dance hall and had some other lives in between. So
Mike remembers those days.
Right.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to, Kit wanted to talk a little bit about the financial part of it. If someone wants to enroll in Watershed, what are we talking here for tuition?
well, someone that just signs up to join a session and registers, it's $13.75.
2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks covers everything
Get
except
three
your materials. and
squares a
things like
day,
that.
bed,
You do. Yeah.
everything.
Housing,
They have
studio
they have
access.
two cooks that work here, and they
Yep.
prepare 3 square meals a day, and you follow the ceramic schedule, and life is good, right?
Yeah.
So,
And they come in all sizes and shapes. This isn't just a bunch of 1960s pot-smoking hippies coming here with their...
no, every genre in the world will
Yeah.
be here in the summertime. So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's head.
what's your oldest artist last summer?
Oldest artist last summer, I guess. I don't
70s,
know.
you got it.
What-
We had an artist here, woman who was in her late 80s. I think she was 88. Had just celebrated her birthday that summer.
See, Kit?
That's getting up there.
It's time for you.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
And, youngest artist has been 17. So, it
Yeah,
really
it's the whole
runs the
range.
gamut.
All right, let's head in.
Okay.
All right.
One thing we have no shortage of here at Watershed Ceramic Arts Center is plates.
Plates to eat
right?
off of.
So
Right.
the residents come over here and they serve themselves. You create a buffet table, and then they have. Tell us about
I
these.
mean, there's,
It's endless. It's endless.
The routine is that artists come in, they grab a plate, they grab a cup, they head over, they get the food from the table, and so these are just some of the plates that artists have made here.
They don't
left here
sign.
over
Nobody
time.
signs anything. What is it? Are they ashamed of
That one's
themselves?
signed.
Oh, there you are.
This is actually an old Salad Days plate that was.
Right?
Yeah.
And look at this. It would be a privilege to eat an ear of corn on this right here. And you know this gentleman, right?
Pat Coughlin.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course he did. He built these, and so that was for Salad Days.
Yeah.
So did they build a bunch of these plates, or?
Yeah, I mean, the Salad Days event is one where we have one artist that makes 500 salad plates for the event. And the plates are sold off as part of the fundraising aspect.
Wow.
So
Do you have a bar here somewhere?
whenever the artists start one.
Now, who's this guy?
Comes with a cherry.
That one I think was Jason Kiley. He was one of our kitchen cooks.
Right.
Several years back.
Right. So is that Jason himself, or is that who knows?
I don't know. I don't think that's a self-portrait.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But there's any number of artists have left works here, and dishes come and go. Things break and people put them back and they replace them. So, mustache cup, right?
Oh, mustache cup. See
Right.
that?
So you didn't get all over your mustache when you drink your coffee.
These people think of everything. They want all the comforts. They want to keep all the comforts. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to move over to a unbelievable collection of stuff that has been left here over the years.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the dining room here of Thompson Hall, but this is just stuff that people have left here, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
And look at this. This is,
Upside down
originals
punch or
or what?
something, yeah.
Tyler was saying off camera, you fill this with oil, and this is an oil lamp, right?
Yeah, it's a wick. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure
so
enough.
that's one hell of a wick. So these, look at the Kit. A little bit of imagination up
I
there.
know, there's all kinds of stuff here, man. A picture of Rick Santorum here.
Yeah. So anyway, this is kind of somebody I just saw in the news the other day that there was a chicken McNugget that looked like George Washington and sold for $2,500. But anyway, this is the type of thing you would just lay that freeform in your garden, probably, or something.
You could, or it can hang on a wall.
Or you could put it on the bow of your boat.
Right. So anyway, what's going on with this, Tyler?
Who knows?
The artists that come here are working on their own thing, so you never know what's going to
So someone made this in the 2 weeks they were here.
Yeah. Yep. And actually, this is the same artist. This is Laura Jean McLaughlin. She's an artist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's actually a repeat offender. She's been here a handful of times.
Laura G.
really?
And what about?
Well, that's a good point. Do you
This
get a lot of
was,
repeaters?
We do, actually.
Yeah.
A fair number of folks will kind of return because the experience is one that can impact someone's life just having been here once, but every time people come, they gain something new.
The art.
Wait. Do you get any couples, or is it usually just singles?
Oftentimes we have couples. We've had families come.
Families?
Couples that bring their young kids.
Oh, wow.
And,
Yeah.
it kind of
That's-
falls into the takes a village to raise a family kind of thing. So
Okay.
It's good.
It takes a village to make this.
I wanted to say the artwork is just as equally impressive as the pottery ceramic work itself.
Right,
But
right.
Anyway,
But this was Mitch Billis, who's I guess he's got family in Booth Bay. He's a sculptor in bronze.
Is he a weightlifter too?
Doesn't have to be light to be good. Right?
Wow.
we could spend all day. We could spend all day right here. You said you knew this guy, right?
Yeah, this is Skeff Thomas. He was an artist in residence probably 5 years back. He's from New
That's
Jersey.
sort of conventional.
It is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's
You know what it is.
your traditional kind of teapot form. Yeah.
Right.
It's, artists that come here aren't necessarily coming to work in a particular way. Oftentimes, artists will take advantage of the time here to work in something that's totally outside of what they would normally do in their own studio.
Man, you got to do something to stay
Sometimes
sane.
You don't allow yourself to do that when you've got
That's right.
other obligations at work. So.
So I'll tell you, this has been unbelievable. So this 32-acre campus that they have here was originally a chicken farm, and so anyway, this building was here, and then you've constructed the dorms, so to speak, and there's people that live in this building.
Yes.
And then you have 2 cooks that come in and they prepare the meals, and so anyway, but
I'm kind of surprised you don't have a long farm table here instead of just individual round tables.
well,
and straight
they
tables.
certainly can seat more than 14 people.
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah. I
So-
didn't
Yeah.
realize that they would be able to, but they can.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, anyway, this is amazing. If you're interested in maybe taking a what do we call them? Retreats or
It's
retreat
almost
session.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or coming to throw some pottery. You can go on Watershed
It's
Ceramic.
watershedceramics.org.
Org.
Or
Okay.
nonprofit. You guys are a
We
nonprofit.
Yeah.
Okay.
501c3.
Oh yeah, I know the number.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it here from the Watershed Center for Ceramic Arts, and we're
Oh, sorry, I
on
missed my
Cochrane
cue.
Road behind Cahill Tire. Thank you.
Okay, well,
What do you got there, buddy?
we're trying to do a little something for the center here, so I purchased this.
Damaged piece?
I don't know what it is, but I'm going to drink my orange juice out of it.
It's comfortable.
Oh, it is, and you know, it reminds me of my college days when you know I was bending beer cans, you know?
Right.
The old steel ones, too,
Right.
not those cheap pop-top aluminum
Right.
things we have now. So I'm going to enjoy that. And what'd you buy?
Well,
Oh, that's for your wife.
no. This I'm going to put this on the bar at the grill. This is going to be a creamer for all my coffee drinking customers. And so, anyway, this was made by Kerry Radash, who grew up in Wiscasset and now lives in Westbrook. And Tyler tells me she does pottery for a living, and it's really cool.
And who made this one, Tyler?
Beth Kendall, our board.
Beth Kendall, the board
Yeah.
president.
Tyler's got a memory like an elephant. He hates. He'd be embarrassed to tell you that he knows that every single person that built these things. But anyway,
That's good.
So this has been fun here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is Watershed is like a secret, and it's like a secret that
Come to Salad Days, you'll have a ball.
Salad Days, July 14th. Check it out. You see the Mudmobile around town. This is an outreach program. And you're psyched about this.
Right, yeah, the Mudmobile is a big part of what we do at Watershed. You know, in addition to all the artists that come here, a lot of the artists that come to Watershed are also people that teach. And so the Mudmobile offers an opportunity for Watershed to put art education and clay out in classrooms and community centers all around the state.
Fantastic.
So not just here in Lincoln County, but you know, areas out in Bangor, Holton, Jackman. Like, you know, we've been to every county in the state. And over the last 12 years, served about 25,000 children and adults through programming, and you know, on average, it's about 4,500 kids each year that
Wow.
we see in classes.
That's
And,
so. There's a
you know,
lot of different layers to Watershed. It really,
Many.
it's fantastic, Tyler.
Yeah.
This is a building. This is a 200-foot building that used to be a chicken coop. You got 2 floors here.
Yep.
They're using the whole kit and caboodle here. I mean, the stuff that's going on here is unbelievable. You got clay. You got clay.
This is different from the brick factory.
It is. I mean, this
Yeah.
was
They're
used as a
butted
brick
to butt.
factory,
Yeah.
and you know, all of the equipment that was used to manufacture the brick in days gone by has been removed. One piece is still, you know, this beehive kiln that we have,
Right.
which is what they used to use to fire the brick. That's now become a gallery and installation space and things like that.
Any type of piece, any type of pottery that anybody wishes to make could make in this building, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of different types of clay. And the interesting thing is that we mentioned that they take clay off the property, and Mike's going to shoot. The hill is right over there, and you can see how they've dug out of that hill. And
Right.
you bring it down, and then there's a whole process to get it to so you can work with it.
But
Right.
you refill the hill, don't you? I mean, it's a truck.
No,
separate,
actually,
not
the
it?
hill that
okay.
we have is what was here when the Brickworks was operating in the 70s. And for the last 25 years, we've been picking away at it. And, you know,
Okay.
we've probably still got another 20 years worth of clay on that hill before we have to think about where we're going to get more. So,
What's the washing machine for?
washing really dirty towels and
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't a clean business.
No.
No, it's
anything but.
muddy, dusty, you know. But so let's go up to the second floor. I can't even imagine. This is like shades of the Button Factory.
That's exactly what came into my mind. Here we go
Boy,
again.
we did a show on the Button Factory, and believe it's 65,000 square feet. But anyway, so this 200 feet long, and they're using both, and now we're going to go up to the second floor. So when you're walking around up here, you can't look anywhere without seeing something creative. I mean, this little thing is just on a bathroom door.
Oh, that's to hang your towel on.
Right.
Yeah.
So Tyler just grabbed these. These were done last fall, right? So-
right, yeah. One of our fall residents that's here for 6 weeks, September and October, was working on these particular forms, and
Unfired, unfinished.
currently unfired and unfinished.
Right.
But I think her intent will be to come back and complete these pieces.
So we were thinking that maybe a long stemmed rose, or a long stemmed of some type.
How about a daylily?
Okay, we'll put a daylily. We'll come back here in
Yeah.
the spring,
Yeah.
and you can put a daylily in here, but something with a long
Or
stem.
cattails, or long
Right.
leaves, things like that. You know, folks have
So,
a lot of fun picking up stuff.
Anyway, so it's endless. You never know what you're gonna find here. So we got one more building to see, and that's where the kilns are.
That's our kiln annex.
New,
Yep.
new kilns.
It's new, yeah.
Yep.
And that's just a couple of years old. So kind of a diamond in the rough down here. So.
This building is unbelievable. It's just like, okay, winter's here, let's leave.
Really?
Everything is left.
Everything is left.
Ready for
ready to be
next-
picked up
next
again.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name off the.
Shauna Cahill.
She live around here?
She's in Massachusetts. Yeah.
See, before they're fired, they're a little fragile.
They are.
Well, he was just being a nice guy.
Mike, don't put
Nice guys finish last, you know.
I was very concerned about, but there's a window in
There's a
here.
window on that one. Yeah, not all.
Short stem base.
Things break.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in the modern section, right, Tyler?
there you
So, anyway, kiln over here.
Kilns,
All right,
wood-fired
so
kilns.
what happens here about fire and everything?
Well, so the unique thing about this particular kiln is it's fueled by wood. We have kilns that we use electricity and propane also to fire them up to temperature. And this fires to a temperature around 2,300 degrees when it's finished. But the burning of the wood produces ash that then melts on the work that's in the kiln. And people fire functional pots and sculptures in this kind of a kiln. And it's just one of two kilns like this that use wood for a fuel. The kiln behind me here that's in process of being constructed, this is one that will be fueled with propane. But we'll use this for a particular purpose for a process called soda firing, where actually when the kiln gets to temperature, we'll throw salts and soda into the kiln, and it volatilizes. It creates a gas inside the kiln that creates a glaze on the work.
So there's no mortar involved. This is all dry, put together.
No, just
Dry lathe,
piled up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you light the fire and then quick fill in the door?
Yeah.
No, fill it up first and then brick it in.
And then light it from below.
All of that door gets re-bricked.
Okay,
and then taken down to get the work out when the kiln's complete. But that process takes about 36 hours to get the kiln to temperature. And then it's
2,400, you said?
2365.
That's
and then it's another 48 hours to cool all that down before you can get the work out of the kiln.
Well, any more questions, Kit?
No, we're out
I
of
think
time,
Kyle,
Bobby.
we're out of time. I think Tyler's covered it all, so.
Yeah, I think we've
anyway.
abused him as enough as it
Yeah,
is.
so we appreciate your time.
Yeah, it was really
This is
great.
quite an operation here.
Yeah,
I
fun.
never
Yeah,
dreamed there was this much going on at Watershed.
No.
So, anyway, we'll see ya.